Hello my friends, let's start with some good news, and they come from the Kherson direction. Here the Ukrainian forces are succeeding. Currently, the advancement of our troops on the left bank is deliberately not shown on maps to avoid revealing the Ukrainian forces' positions. Although of course, it's understood that the Russians are conducting reconnaissance and know everything, but we have to wait for updates and official statements. So far, the occupiers intensively shelled the entire right bank. After Shoygu's statement yesterday, all Telegram channels started claiming that everything is fine on their end, but there are still some war correspondents trying to convey the truth. Meanwhile, it's reported that after another series of explosions in Crimea, the heat and power plant in Saki is on fire. However, the Russians, as always, deny any issues, claiming everything is under control. Yet, at the same time, they actively attempt to shell Ukrainian territory. Yesterday, there were explosions in Odessa, and a large number of drones were moving from both Russian territory and Crimea. Additionally, Iran is considering the possibility of transferring short-range ballistic missiles to Russia for use in Ukraine. This information was reported by John Kirby. Overall, the situation is not improving at the moment. In the Zaporizhzhia direction, the occupiers have once again intensified their activities, increasing the number of attacks. They are advancing in the area of Robotyne, and attacks near Kamyanske started yesterday evening. Additionally, the overall shelling along the front line has intensified. Over the day, there are no changes in the front line, but the situation remains challenging. In the Vuhledar direction, the Russians continue their offensive actions towards Staromaiorske. There are numerous shelling incidents, but they haven't achieved any success as the Ukrainian forces repel all attacks. In the Avdiivka direction, the situation is extremely challenging. The occupiers have intensified their assaults with the number of attacks increasing. They are conducting multiple group attacks in the Avdiivka industrial zone and attempting to break through the defense from Kamyanske to the quarry. Battles are ongoing in the areas of Severne and on the northern flank. Attacks on Bakhmutivka persist. Additionally, renewed attacks on Pervomaiske have been reported, accompanied by a significant amount of shelling. The occupiers have also started targeting the Ukrainian forces area, actively shelling Svatove and the Pokrovsk area, located 30 kilometers from the front line. Despite successfully repelling attacks in the Pivdenne village area, the front line remains unchanged there. In the Horlivka direction, battles are ongoing as well. This direction is now becoming part of the overall summary as attacks are reported here too. Initially, it was reported that the Ukrainian forces conducted an offensive operation in this direction. However, the General Staff has been reported for the second day that the Russians are advancing in the Pivdenne area and shelling along the front line. Perhaps through these actions, they are attempting to stretch our forces along the entire front line. In the Bakhmut direction, as of the creation of this video, the Ukrainian forces have successfully repelled the Russians in the Andriivka area. However, attacks persist near Klishchiivka. Although the Ukrainian forces report successfully repelling the Russian offensive in this area as well, the situation remains quite complex. Shelling continues across the entire front line. In the areas of Kreminna and Siversk, the Russians have resumed offensive operations. According to the General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, the occupiers managed to break through in the area of Verkhniokamianske, requiring the Ukrainian Armed Forces to repel the attacks. Elsewhere, along the front line, shelling continues. In the direction of Svatove, the situation remains highly stable with no reported attacks or shelling. Meanwhile, in the Kupiansk direction, offensive actions persist in Synkivka, and reports indicate that battles are underway in the vicinity of the highway. Unfortunately, the situation is quite complex. However, the Ukrainian forces are doing everything to prevent the Russians from approaching closer to Kupiansk. As of today, the distance from the extreme front line to the outskirts of the city is 6 kilometers and 300 meters. In the meantime, detailed information has emerged about missile carriers in the Black Sea.
The enemies cannot fully use the ships of the Black Sea Fleet equipped with caliber missiles due to the logistical problems that the enemy had after the attacks on its military bases. According to the spokesman of the Ukrainian Navy, Dmytro Pletenchuk, the infrastructure that makes it possible to load caliber missiles on ships remained in Sevastopol, while most of the ships were relocated to Novorossiysk. Now the enemy has a serious problem, the separation of missile carriers from the base, where missile launch systems can be serviced. To put it simply, the calibers remained in Sevastopol, and the ships ended up in Novorossiysk, Pletenchuk emphasized. He noted that for this reason, the enemy is now trying to use only one missile carrier. It makes a dangerous 300-kilometer crossing from Novorossiysk to Sevastopol, loads missiles, and goes to sea with them.
As seen by pushing Russian ships farther away, the Ukrainian forces have managed to create significant problems for the Russians. Therefore, perhaps they still don't have the capability to conduct a large-scale bombardment, which is very reassuring. There is also a video circulating on the internet showing a smoking Chinese Navy landing ship. According to Atlas News, exercises were conducted on the Type 071 project ship to deploy a smoke screen, and the leaked footage led to rumors of a fire. The Type 071 landing ship is one of the most modern in the Chinese Navy's arsenal. It's capable of performing 4 tasks simultaneously: landing military units on shore, accommodating helicopters, serving as a command center, and functioning as a floating hospital. And since there are no new details about Putin's death, Zelensky stated in an interview with The Sun that Ukraine has the right to take matters into its own hands and assist in this.
Normal. I think the first one is very interesting when it's the first time, and after that it's like COVID. First of all, people don't know what to do with it, and it's looking very scary. Then after that, just intelligence, just sharing with you detail that one more group came to Ukraine to manage this. So, but
how many have there been?
I don't know. I don't know. I think not less 5, 6, not less. Interesting, the last information that there is the plan, which I shared with you out of the camps that that's at the beginning of our meeting that they want very much, and the name of operation is Maidan 3. It means to change the president. Maybe it's not by killing. I mean, it's changing. They will use any instruments they have. So that is the idea to the end of the year. This year, it was the idea. The new operation, even the name, they have even the name of operation. Yes. So, but you see, we can live with it.
But as it hasn't happened yet, Russians are increasingly beginning to wonder why everything is unfolding in this way.
Ай-яй-яй-яй. Было время, когда мы на полном серьезе обсуждали, что лучше пить с утра, чай или кофе, и жизнь казалась тихой и спокойной. Знаете, если бы кто-то мне сказал, что утро будет начинаться с того, что я буду смотреть сводку новостей и говорить, что вот Министерство обороны заявляет, что сегодня около 6 утра перечена попытка киевского режима совершить террористическую атаку БПЛА самолетного типа по объектам на территории Российской Федерации, и дежурный средством ПВО украинский беспилотный летательный аппарат перехвачен на территории Брянской области, я подумал бы, да, ребят, ну ладно, хватит прикидываться, не должно быть такого.
And that's all from me. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.